Well, Solution 9 music is not annoying, but still. Okay, so we'll get started now in just a minute. So, as usual, I'll do my warm-up. Although now that I think about it, this is essentially going to be me grinding through dungeons and talking about lore and theory. So, my warm-up of a dungeon I don't think is going to work. What's a good warm-up? Screw it. We'll do a dungeon. I can't think of any. I can't think of anything else, to be perfectly honest. I was gonna say do fates, but I know a lot of you don't like fates, so we need to do the particular ones. Actually, now that I think about it, what class do I need to level next? Let me see. I really need to catch up on a lot of these things. Like, look at my warrior, stuck at level 60. He's been at 60 for what? Since 3.0. He's been at level 60 for a thing. Let's think. I don't really play them, to be honest. Like, I love my Gunbreaker. Scholar, yeah. White Mage, I just finished. I don't play either of those. Interesting as they are, I don't play them. I already have my Samurai. I should really learn how to play Viper, but I'd say probably Red Mage or... Yeah, Red Mage, Black Mage, or Dancer. I think I should level Dancer because I don't have any physical range levels. So let's go with the old reliable Dancer. What the hell is this glamour? What am I wearing? Okay, no, I'm not wearing that into a dungeon. That'd be Scarlet. I don't have a six-pack, so I'm not pretending I have a six-pack. Okay, so I have the entire glamour repository to actually pick now, so long as I didn't stick it somewhere. That's a good point now, actually. Like, I could go with my tried and true cotton tabard. I mean, that's what he was rocking before. Maybe I should stick him in something else, though. I mean, the jacket would be nice. I'm still kind of resonating back to the tabard, though. I mean, I just love the simplicity of it. Look at it, it's simple. I think I'll just go with that. I love my simplicity, so we'll go with simplicity. Well, I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. This was a spontaneous stream for me. Primarily, I wanted to talk about a few things, but it's mainly the subject of my latest video I want to talk about with everybody, because I frankly can't keep up with all the comments. My latest video kind of popped off, primarily because everybody wants to talk about jobs right now, and it's understandable. Like, with FanFest approaching, not that I don't think we're going to get any job information in this FanFest. I think we'll get the expansion information, the basics. Then the jobs will be released in EU and JP, I think. Although I could be getting entirely wrong. Like, for all I know, we're getting 3 jobs. Like, anything could happen. This is going to be a special FanFest, and the announcements will be equally as special. But let me jump into a dungeon real quick. I should be efficient about this, though. Look at my relic. It's so pitiful, isn't it? I haven't done anything with it. What's guaranteed to get me a quick Alliance raid will get me a Q on that thing, won't it? It'll be quick as well. It'll more likely be Crystal Tower anyway. Okay. So, yeah, while we wait, I suppose we'll talk about my video, actually. It's probably a good thing to talk about. Let me open up the video. Why are you opening over here? What the hell? I hate new Edge, you know that? The new Microsoft Edge is annoying. Ooh. Just open up a bloody link. I should really stop using Edge. I think I'll probably go back to Firefox at one point, you know that? Just for the sake of it. But, oh, for God's sake, it's not even working now either. Like, it's spazzing out again. I have another browser, don't I? I think I actually have Firefox. I do have Firefox. There we go. Let me see. Dash da da. Oh, I'm not signed in. Shit.
How would you describe McCain vibes?
I don't want to describe McCain vibes. Right? Piss up. Actually, you know what? I'll go in through my channel tab. Actually, that'll be quicker. Yeah, that'll be quicker. Okay, so there's a dungeon now. Let me see. I've lost my chat now. Shit. I'm never using Edge again after this. Thank God. Okay, now I have it. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. All right. Right. Oh, we're just waiting for one, so good. Considering the fact that I'm 90, I'm gonna assume it's either Circus Tower or Mac. Oh, my portrait. Yeah. Well, I was partly right. Labyrinth, I love Labyrinth now, to be honest. Labyrinth has a special place in my heart, you know that? I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I remember back in, I think it was it was before 2.1, right? When the Alliance raid this was the first Alliance raid that ever came out, because the game was still new. And it released, Oh god. I think that's a bit too loud. Or something's too loud in here. Ooh. Let me turn down the master volume. No. You don't need to hear too much. I think my stream's behind as well. There we go. Yeah. Jeez. I need to sort out Edge. So as I was saying. So yeah, we're like 4 months into A Realm Reborn, and we get, it was either 2.1 or 2.3, either way, but when the Alliance raids were announced, everybody was super hyped about it. I think hype actually overrode people's knowledge about the subject, because keep in mind, we'd never gotten an Alliance raid before. We got notes about it, like basic notes, but we didn't get specifics as to its difficulty, I think, or if we did, everyone chose to ignore it. So a lot of us were expecting, because it was called, or they were calling it Alliance Raids, we were expecting it to be super difficult. So most groups were FCs back then, so if you had a raid group, it was part of an FC. Link shells weren't really the norm for raid groups until approaching the end of A Realm Reborn, and then they took over as the main in Heaven's Ward. But back in 2.0, 2.1, it was FCs. So I remember my FC group was trying to liaise with another FC in order to form a 24-man for that evening, the Tuesday that this content came out, to tackle it. And I remember going, oh, that's going to be cool, this thing's going to be amazing. And I decided, I looked at it, I was just like, oh, you can just queue for it, that's interesting. I'm just going to go in, just poke my head in and see what it's like, you know. So we poke our head in, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Like, this trash and all died very slowly, and we had a lot of deaths and stuff like that, like at the beginning, like people were still figuring it out. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's doable, like we're killing all this stuff, that's fine. Then we got to this. I think we one-shot the zombie. It wasn't about a lot of deaths, well, there was a lot of deaths. Actually, no, I lie. We actually wiped twice because we didn't realize we needed to properly control the skeletons, and the skeletons DPS, when they all exploded, wiped the raid. So it took us a few tries, but we still got it. I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then we started steamrolling the rest of the raid, and I'm like, is this thing really supposed to be this easy? And granted, the behemoth kicked our ass a few times because we needed to figure out the mechanics of it. And I was literally shocked then once we were done. I was like, okay, we obviously don't need a pre-made for this. I think we made a pre-made anyway, so far as I recall, because everybody wanted to go back in. Or, well, everybody wanted to go in anyway. So we did make a pre-made, and it was much better doing a pre-made of this. It's probably the only time I've ever done a pre-made of Labyrinth of the Ancients. I only did it that one time. And then once everybody realized how easy it was, we never bothered to do a pre-made again, nor would we. Like, my group would occasionally pair up with a few people in order to do it, but after that, it just dawned on us that this was supposed to be casual content. It was just called Raid, but it's not. It wasn't Coil of Bahamut level or beyond. Like, it was difficult. Don't get me wrong. Like, this thing wasn't like, it wasn't the face roll that modern Alliance raids are today. Now, to be honest, like, they're pretty straightforward. It's mostly just about DPS, DPS, DPS. Like, didn't have mechanics like some of these fights do. Like the Behemoth King. We haven't seen a fight like that since. Like, I love the Behemoth King, and keep in mind, this was back at the beginning of Alliance raid. So when this Alliance raid first came out, we had 2 tanks, 2 healers, and 4 DPS. So we had 6 tanks in total. And you needed those 6 tanks when you fought the Behemoth, because the other tanks were tanking the towers. And so you'd have, like, I think there was 3 towers, so you'd have 3 tanks tanking the 3 towers, then you'd have 1 tank tanking the Behemoth, and then you'd have the other 2 tanks who were tanking and kiting the adds. So it was an interesting like level of complexity to it. I'm running beyond this. There's nobody even here. Ugh. Yeah, you said it. I'll go do it. Auto run. I always like this particular fight for one reason. Whenever people step off the platform, the other groups start getting really annoyed and they start typing in chat just going, "You son of a bitch, why are you stepping off platforms?" I'm kind of hoping somebody steps off the platforms now. Like, somebody's going to do it. Once their Atomos dies, one of these people is going to step off their plate. Well, they stepped off. But yeah, I don't know. Actually, yeah. Look, it literally just happened. Oh, son of a bitch! Guys. Oh my god. It happens almost every time in here. People's brain just goes to sleep whenever they're in this dungeon. Oh, it's always funny, to be honest. Like, it's always a laugh, to be honest. I always get a kick out of that. I mean, it's annoying, of course it is. Oh, this guy. I remember this guy used to actually take a while to kill. So Thanatos was always it wasn't a slog, but it took a while, and the pots would legitimately be in day. Oh, we're getting first. Cool. Oh wait, no, we're not first. Are we? Oh, we are first. Okay, yeah, sorry. I got that mixed up there for a second. Silver, how are you doing tonight, by the way? Oh, I have an interrupt as well right now. I haven't played my dancer in a while. I kind of miss my dancer, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder. Thanatos is not a void scent. I mean, there's void scent all around us. I wonder if Thanatos is a void scent. I mean, I know he's a Dulhen, but I'm curious if he'll. Oh, no, I forgot about his thing. I'm curious if he does the void scent death animation when he dies. Do these? The succubus don't. Okay, so that's an oversight. Actually, no, they only do it in the void. Never mind. Sorry. They only do it in the void. Sorry. I forgot about that. So when we're in World of Darkness, they'll do the animation. But when they're here, they don't do the animation. Sorry. I was being... Yeah, my brain's asleep. Ignore Wyrm. Wyrm's being weird. Do you know, I'm kind of looking forward to this gear getting... I really hope they make it dyeable one day. Like, it'd be really cool to have this old school gear, like the Fuma gear, the Breaches of Light, the Onion gear, to be dyeable. I mean, granted, the Onion gear, like, despite the fact that I have an Onion helm, it doesn't actually match the, aside from the name, it doesn't really match the aesthetic. Nobody ever takes the stairs. Do you know that? I'm gonna take the stairs just for giggles. I'm taking the stairs like a good little boy. Ignore you, but Mingo, that's insulting. You're coming to FanFest, right? I'll give you a slap for that. Alright, tradition for me is to always run around here. Oh no, you just pulled early. I want to finish. That said, my dancer is actually dying a lot. Ooh. Oh, so you got your ticket. Oh, yeah. Good man. Well, it's considering the fact that there wasn't another wave today, I'm going to agree with everybody with saying that the final wave of codes for FanFest will be Monday. So I'd say right before sales go online, they'll probably send out tickets again. I mean, this is all just assumption. Like, maybe all the codes already went out and they just haven't sent the social media notification to say it's done. I mean, they did that last time. I'm not sure whether they did it for NA, to be perfectly honest. I feel like researching it, but also I don't feel like investing that much time into researching something which I think I already know. I'll save that sort of stuff for the book. For a second I thought we were going to wipe there. You want to meet more people? Dude, you meet us all the time. What are you on about? Or actually, Mingo, when's the last time we both saw each other? We met at Frankfurt FanFest, of course. We met at Paris again, didn't we? Fairly certain was... Yeah, it was Paris, yeah. You didn't get to go to London, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, you don't have to worry now. You have your ticket, you're going to Berlin. And you live in Switzerland, I think, don't you? You can literally drive to Berlin. So yeah, this fight was a lot more complicated. Oh, yeah, sorry, there's 4 towers. So, there was 4 towers, so one tank had to go to each tower and click the towers. So, literally what I'm doing right now, they had to go over, they had to click the tower when it was pulsing with energy, and that was it. Woohoo, that was close. So yeah, that was the tank's job. So I was literally a warrior, and it was usually always this tower I ended up getting. So I'd usually be here. I'd click the tower whenever it went googly googly, and you have to stay. Yeah, you were getting tick damage as well, so you had to make sure you were properly healed. Oh god, don't bring that here. Oh no. Okay, never mind. But yeah, so you had 4 tanks doing that. You had 1 tank tanking the behemoths. And they always used to fight about who was tanking the behemoths. And then you had 1 tank who was tanking the Iron Giants around. And you had to make sure your group DPS the Iron Giants effectively as well. So that fight wasn't quick. It took a few minutes for the behemoth fight. And then, of course, you had the man himself. I could still not pronounce his name properly. Phlegthon. Well, we know he was a friend of Artorias. I still think it's a crime we never got that sword. You know that? I mean, look, we never got that sword. That sword is so unrealistically pretty. I mean, if you look at him for a second, he's kind of like a rune knight, isn't he? His sword seems to be the primary thing doing all the heavy lifting. Oh, get them out of here. This fight was always easy. The behemoth was hard. This fight was easy. But it was mainly people wiping because of this mechanic. And people, to be fair, people still wipe on this mechanic. And people still die in the middle of it. That used to hurt a lot back in the day. That used to be painful. Like, you could step in it for a bit, but it used to be very, very painful. Do you know, while I'm here, I'm actually going to theorize with you. We're going to do a bit of lore theory while I'm in here, actually. Because this, I wanted to discuss this in the... yeah, this is the part where they usually mess up. Oh, no. It wouldn't be Labyrinth of the Ancients if they didn't feck up on the final Ancient Flare. Oh, God. Thanks for getting greedy. You see, people are getting salty. People get salty in here. To be fair, no, to be perfectly honest, the other times I've been in here recently, they've actually killed him before the Ancient Flare went off. The second one, I mean. So, it's just this group wasn't pulling its weight. And to be fair, I wasn't pulling my weight either. I just noticed this sword is different now. Okay, so he starts off with one sword, then his sword... Oh, it opens up! See, I want that. I want that sword. I only realized that now. I want that sword even more now. How have I never noticed that before? Maybe I just noticed and I forgot about it. Oh, the tanks are fighting over him now. Oh. This is why I never tank in... I never tank in Alliance raids, or I try not to, because it's a giant pissing contest. And it changes colour. To be fair, I'm colorblind, so I can't really tell. Unless it's a very... Come on. Here we go. I think I've noticed it pulsing. I think it's rotating between kind of like pink and blue, is it? So it's like that, then it opens. The way it opens is... Yeah, so it's red, and then it turns to blue. I think depending on what he's doing. Yeah, so it's red when he's doing in the Abyss Slash, and then it's going to turn green, I think, when he does his Vacuum Slash. Because I think he puts his hand over it. Watch. He is kind of like a rune knight. Now that I look at it. Oh god, here we go. Right, no greets, no greets. Come on. There we go. Oh, we lost a healer. Oh well, too bad. So sorry. Now watch them all fight over it. All the tanks come in early. I just wonder what the hell's going on there. Almost lucky. Oh, I love luck. Nice. Oh, did I get an ability? In that second wind, I acquired Dynamic Dancer. Dynamic? What's Dynamic Dancer when it's at home? Who do I... Yeah, it's going for the, yeah. What's Dynamic Dancer when it's at home? Let's have a look here. Where's the, Increase the potency of Cascade by 220, Fountain to 120, double standard finish to 850, reverse Cascade to 280, Fan Dance to 180, Fountain Fall to 340, Fan Dance to 240, quadruple technical finish. This is essentially, yeah, so this is essentially the trait that brought in the changes for Dawn Trail. So the job changes were put into this. Okay, fair enough. It's not the first time they did that, or, but yeah, I suddenly got stronger. I went up one level and I suddenly got significantly stronger. I left the bloody labyrinth before I could actually talk about it. Shit. We'll talk about that later. Or, you know what? I'll go in for another one just because reasons. I suppose I can talk about the comments now. So yeah, my last video blew up. I think it's at like 20,000 views or something, or 18,000 views, but it's been getting a ton of comments as well. So to be fair, I asked for this. I asked people to comment on the video with their own theories, and I've been trying to get back to as many of them as I can, but there's been a lot of them, to be honest. So there's so many comments on this video. It's pretty surreal, to be honest. Like, a lot of people who are actually watching it are commenting on it, which is great. Well, I've just been having trouble getting back to them, so I think I'm going to do part of that in the stream as well, but for the rest of it, I'll do it on my own time. Okay, so we didn't get tower this time. Shit. Rip. Okay. I like the music of tower, but I'm not going to listen to it right now, so we'll turn on the... There we go. I always found World of Darkness fascinating, primarily because it's filled with some unique lore. Like, we didn't know much about the Void at this point. Like, we only had a basic understanding of the Void Scent came from this area. The blanks didn't get filled in until World of Darkness ended, and then the rest of the lore came after. So you get a lot of these genetic abnormalities as well, like the two-headed dragons. So the Alligans making two-headed dragons with their chimeral biology and then throwing them into the void for host use, which is interesting. I'm a bit upset though that we didn't see much of these when we went to the void ourselves, but it is what it is. And to be fair, most of these things belong to the Cloud of Darkness, so the party of shit, I forgot to update port. Oh, I'm assuming everybody had a bad portrait. Okay. It is what it is. It's the party of everybody's currently leveling their side jobs. Sphere of the Sightless. That's the Sphere of the Sightless. Yeah. I spy with my giant eye. Prey for the hunt. It's got a unique model. Gotta say, I always enjoyed this thing's model. Alright, these tanks are having a pissing contest again. I don't know why these people are cleansing themselves when they don't have anything yet. Level 100 flare. How did this thing work exactly? I can't really figure out how that works. I don't remember how it works. Like, you get the level 100 flare, the level 100 death. I'm assuming if your like total levels are divisible by 100 or something. I don't know. People just run out of it. Like, one person gets it, the rest run out, and they just leave the other person to eat it. These people are dying. Oh, this entire raid's dying here. Oh, come on. Wait, I don't have improvisation. Oh, now, here's 150 death. I have no idea how this works. Like, they're dead, but how the hell do you resolve that? Do you have to just have enough people in it, or... I just don't understand. I should read the Blue Mage description. Good afternoon, Wyrm. Hello, Lieutenant Surge. I was a big fan of your gym, by the way. Do you recall the Zoralja 8-man trial Everkeep? There's a transition in that fighted area with two doors that look like portals. Zoralja's fight? I recall Zoralja's... Most of these people are dead, dude. Why is most of this raid dead? Oh, Doom. Okay, never mind. They're all getting Doom and they're not cleansing their Dooms. Okay, so let me see. Oh god. Would you stop running around, tank? Oh my god. What the shit? Okay, that was loud. Holy crap. Alright, just kill the boss. I'm standing in this just for the... Look, see, some of it, we get lines and then we don't get lines and then nothing happens. I have no idea what the story is at that time. Oh, I missed it away. Oh, people are still doing glasses. Wait, I can't even hear the music now. Oh, it's different. Okay. Well, we got through that. Okay, so where were we? So, there's a Relic 8-man trial in Everkeep. Yeah, I recall it well, on top of Everkeep. You transition that fight to an area with 2 doors that look like portals. I remember transitioning into the place with the platforms, right? That was in Savage. The area with 2 doors. Maybe I just can't. I think I'll answer that after this Lieutenant Surge, because I need to just picture it in my mind, because I can vaguely remember what you're on about. It was the platform room where he starts doing cleaves and you have to go to corners and stuff like that. Like, I remember that with the very funky music. Right, so that. And these portals, which we never get down. I need to look at a picture of that room to give you an answer. I think I know what you're on about, but let me get back to you in a minute. It was mainly because this raid nearly wiped on the first boss. I'm frankly shocked that Zande allowed himself to be cloned, you know that? I'm surprised at that. I'm assuming he knew about this because, I mean, he was executing people left, right, and center, but I'm going to assume he knew about this clone. And it makes you wonder, are there any other clones? Like, is there a hidden vault of stasis clones still hidden under the earth of Eorzea with Zande clones, for example? Now, this thing's always interested me as well. It's clearly an elegant creation of chimerobiology, splicing together 5 dragons. I'm going to assume the dragons, well, all the dragons have different elements, so they might have spliced it with several other creatures that had, like, white breath, lightning breath, poison breath, and yada yada yada. It's interesting though, so I'm gonna assume these were dragons that were formerly, or maybe it was, I'm gonna assume it was 5 dragons, you know that. It was 5 dragons from the brood of Tiamat and Bahamut. I'm gonna assume it was Tiamat, or I'm gonna assume it was Bahamut. I'm the one with the power. This thing dies so quickly. They all die so quickly. And then we do... Yeah, this is the one time I get to AoE. So head of fire, head poison, head of thunder, head of something. Head of hair. Yeah, head of thunder, head of fire, head of ice, head of poison, and head of... Oh, there's only 4 heads. Okay. Oh, well, there's the main head and then there's the other heads. I can barely hear the music. I think that song was just a once-off. I know these things blow up. Honestly, now that I think about it, this thing is actually dying pretty slow. Poison resistance. To be honest, I don't remember how these fights actually went back in the day. I know there was a lot of running around. button and avoiding that crap. But I don't really remember how this fight went. I know you had to cleanse your poison, you had to kill the slime, or you had to get booped by the slime, I think. I'm not really sure. These fights are always tragic in my mind, primarily because they get left in the dirt so easily. The other fights aren't like that. The Alliance raid of Stormblood, which is Rabanastra, and the Evil East ones, and the near ones are still very relevant. So they didn't get the where are you going? They didn't get this treatment where they just got severely out powercraft. I remember one time I actually brought it up in a video. I remember it was one of my earliest videos. I think this was like 5 years ago. I brought up how these fights should be updated for the modern era, and I was partly right because we got the World of Darkness fight. But I remember when I said we should get a higher difficulty level or a rebalance of the likes of Circus Tower, and people got really defensive about it. People were very content with their breezing through the content in like 10 minutes and just continuing on from there. Like, so they got really defensive about actually having to work inside Circus Tower. I'm kind of miffed that this never went anywhere. Do you know that? The Atomos Prime, which is literally just that. Like, it never really went anywhere. I was kind of hoping we'd get something interesting about that, but we never actually got anything further about that. Nope, you're not eating me. And then. Dying. I am severely dying. I don't think I'm going to use this playlist anymore because all the music is just varying in volume. I'll probably just play another one online. Now, here's a fight that people always have to do properly. You can't not do Cerberus properly, because if you don't, you get bitten in the bum. Oh, I'm on B, so I'm in belly. Sweet, I love belly. Always my favorite. It's my favorite responsibility in this fight. I think... Actually, do you know what? My favorite aspect of this fight is that Cerberus, as a fight in general, his... what was I going to say? Shit, I lost my train of thought. His abilities and mechanics snapshot really quickly. So when he swipes his tail, you barely have any time to get out of it. So you have to jump out of it quickly, and even... Oh, God. Yeah, see, like that. It snaps off so quickly, you barely have time to dodge it. Wait, I was in that. What the hell? Oh, we have to kill it. Sorry. Or do we have to kill it? There we go. Get in my belly. Come eat. Nobody's killing the wolves, man. Right. It's time to do Coca-Cola on the stomach. You know, it makes me wonder, is this what the inside of a belly actually looks like? I mean, I know it doesn't have tumors like this. God forbid. But it kind of looks like a weird scape like this, isn't it? Maybe I should Google that one then. Alright, we're getting flushed. Blech. Plutonium. I wonder what the significance of that name is. Plutonium. Spear of the Ravenous. Jaws. I'm not even going to try and think about what that is. Dark Water. Is he dead yet? Are you winning, son? See, Erza's doing this right. No, she lost the orb. She held onto it for too long. Yeah, I was gonna say you were doing it right until you weren't doing it right. You can't hold onto the orb forever. Alright, now he's pissed, and now he's gonna start killing everybody. Yeah, here we go. See? This is what happens when you fuck around and find out. Do I have the heart to say you had one job? I'm just gonna say it here. You had one job. Oh, God's truth. Oh. What is this raid? Is the IQ of the FF14 player base going down all of a sudden? They just don't know what this fight is. I mean, I get what Erza was doing. I mean, no fault to Erza. I mean, she was doing it right. I just don't think she realized the orbs expire, but I knew that from the beginning. I just didn't know how long she was holding onto her orb. Kill it. Please kill it. Please kill it. Please kill it. For the love of all that's holy and void, kill it. Oh my god. This is gonna be a long night. And you want it updated to the current item label of the inherit. Yes, I do, Mingo. You know that I do want it updated to the current, even the current item level. Just make sure it's hard on actual difficulty because it's been power crept. But as I said, this is the fight you have to do right. And what happened? This fight would have been over ages ago. It's just because one person didn't do what they were supposed to do, and that they held onto the orb too long and the orb expired in their hands. And by the time they went back to get it, Cerberus was already up and woofing around. That was kind of amazing, according to Miss Eureka. Oh god. Oh, why are we here? Just to suffer. Achievements. Yeah, we should get an achievement for wiping on Cerberus. Pray tank don't cleave the party. Yeah, turn him! Turn him! Turn him! OMG, turn him. Come on, Sprout, you can do it! There you go. He's learning on the job. This is on the job experience. He's getting there. And to be fair to the other tanks, they're not even bothering to just take it off him. I mean, granted, he's in the right group, but actually, no, he's not. Actually, no, he is. Yeah, he's supposed to be tanking because he's Group B. We don't need a tank in there, I don't think. Actually, no, the Chains tank. Sorry, no. Group C is supposed to be tanking him. Because they're the ones that manage Cerberus himself. So my tank's supposed to be coming in with me. He's not supposed to be tanking everything. Wait, where's my chum? I don't see my chum. Where's my chum? Oh, there it is. Chum. Jeez, everybody's getting chum. Oh, he's coming in as well, look. See, but now Cerberus is going to lose aggro and he's going to start going crazy. And I don't see the other tanks around. I think the other tanks are inside. Where's the other tanks? Alright, we're all inside. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I've been having the itch to play Final Fantasy IX again. I haven't played it in a long time. It's nice that I can play this music on an FF14 stream because it's in FF14 now. Right, please, for the love of God. Kifa, come on, Kifa. If you ever wondered how you pronounce that name, so you can see the name here. It's Kifa. It's an Irish name. Yeah, well, I just love how he snapshots just so quickly. It makes it an actual fight. We have to actually pay attention. And Cerberus has changed now, so we're all good. It's a shame we never saw Cerberus again, though. I mean, I think we saw a variant of Cerberus, but we never saw an actual Cerberus again. I thought he was going to charge me there, but like... there's other tanks in Alliance raids, actually. Part of the issue is a lot of these tanks actually have provoke on their rotation. So they provoke on cooldown in these dungeons. I don't think they realize exactly what happens when you provoke off another tank, and it causes everything to just go haywire unless you do it correctly. So when these people are all provoking on cooldown, it just causes chaos. I kind of wish they'd stop doing that. I don't know why they're doing it as part of their... I don't know if it's just a lack of understanding of what provoke actually is, what it's designed for, but a lot of them are just doing it just part of their rotations because they think it's actually doing something positive when it's not. It's designed for one purpose only, transferring aggro between one tank and another. That's its sole use, and getting its attention away from your raid when everything goes to shit. Whenever I'm in here tanking, that's the main reason I use provoke. Like, I'll never use provoke. I'll use provoke for one reason: when the tanks mess up, and the tanks mess up a lot. And this guy's gonna die. He's dead. Okay. So he's dead. He got chunked a lot. He's getting chunked a lot. Holy shit! These people are getting chunked a lot. Yes, sir. Oh, no, but you better. There you go. Why are they getting hit so hard? There's no this fight doesn't. Oh, he has a vulnerability. Okay, never mind. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, this music is really nice. I use this music in a lot of my videos because it has the right tone. To be fair, I use music from Final Fantasy XI a lot because that music is different. That music has the right tones for the sort of videos I create, which is why I end up using it a lot, especially this track for the Sanctuary of Citan. Great song. Love it. Right, have we gotten to the point where we're going to wipe on this raid yet? Or, I mean, we're all kind of messed up right now. Oh, we're still on the clouds, okay. Becka-boo-boo. I love that name. Becka-boo-boo. That's a good name. I like that name. Becka-boo. I missed the worms in this fight. Oh god, yeah. Oh, they were near the end, right? Or were they taken out? Because this fight is supposed to be a lot longer than it actually is. Like, this is only supposed to be like the first 75% of the fight. But people are getting leashed. Oh, that black mage must be raging. I know black mages hate being leashed, so I'd say he was probably like, how dare you do that? Oh god. Halfway decent DPS, yeah. The optimal term. Halfway decent. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm feeling lucky. Alright, who's getting my... Oh, okay, I can see why. Right, you win because you had an actual portrait. Right, before I end up getting shattered with all the gear. Run. Right, no more alliance raids for a few minutes. So... I kind of wanted to talk about like Labyrinth the Ancients, but I'll wait until we get back in there. What's another topic to talk about, actually? Actually, do you know what? Let me answer a couple of comments just while we're here. So, as I said, there's been a lot of comments, and I haven't been able to keep them all, put them all, to be honest. But I'm diligent in that fact. I love answering people's comments. So it's one of my favorite things to do about my video. I love engaging with everybody that actually watches my video and has opinions on the content I create. So I hope it's Chocobo Nights. So that's an easy one. Chocobo Nights do have some distance in lore for Ishgard and with our partners or companions. Yeah. It would be nice to pair with our companions, yeah. So we'll go with that. People have been wanting Blitzball in the game for ages. The striker job is probably going to be their compromise for not implementing Blitzball in the game. So I think a job with a Blitzball type weapon is a pretty safe bet. Yeah, so do I. As do I. As do I. As do I. As do I. It's a nice pick that would not be hard to... Oh god. Whenever I'm answering comments now directly, I just get more flustered. Maybe I won't do too many of these actually after all. Whenever I hear someone say, as do I, what are you going to say? Is this going to be a Victorian joke or something? I always hear it in Fandaniel. As do I. As do I. Yeah, Fandaniel kind of sounded like a Victorian area bastard. It's burned into my memory. As do I. As do I. Money. 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 I always loved when he said money. Fandaniel was such a character. I know, he was such a character, wasn't he? He was such an oddball. Like, he was such, like, a run around, like, Jack Sparrow kind of lunatic. Like, I loved that about him. His VA was something else. He was on another... yeah, exactly. His VA, like, the voice really adds to it. So, having the voice actor add to it just with that level of... yes, let's go, was amazing. Right, that's a couple of comments. It's just, I have so many comments that I need to answer. And it's not even only this video, like my other videos have been getting traction as well. It's just, this video has popped off like something else. Like everybody wants to talk about jobs. So I'm starting to wonder if I should just now make videos about the rest of the jobs. Like, there's still a possibility it could be healer. There's also a possibility it could be a mage. So maybe I should actually just write about them. I don't know. Anyway, let's go in another dungeon while we wait, and we'll talk about something else. Whew. Okay. What's my status on this anyway? Oh, I'm nearly done with the Alliance raids. Okay. We should do a high level dungeon actually. It's a shame we can't just pick 3 of these and just queue up. They should really allow us to do that at some point. I'm assuming there's a reason we can't, but... yeah, sue me. I want it. How's your coffee, sir? How's your electro-colored coffee? Wearing a regulator, huh? Mm-hmm. You like my hammer tank theory? We haven't had one in a while. We haven't had one at all, Faith. What do you mean a while? The only hammers we've had, like somebody made a comment on the video about that, is that I find it funny you're talking about no hammer tank when we've had hammers in the game. Those are just glamours. They've given us glamours because they realize we want a hammer job, but they're not ready to implement a hammer wielder yet. But they're giving us glamours that we can utilize. Oh yeah, we haven't had a new tanks to Shadowbringers. You're absolutely right. So it's been... Actually, when did Shadowbringers release? I think it was 2019. So it's been 7 years. New merch on full display. Wait, what? Oh. Wait, are you talking about the mug? Wait, that's not merch, is it? Oh, don't tell me the mug is actually is it FanFest merch? Does it look like that? I mean, I'm surprised they haven't started selling energy drinks, you know that? Possibilities? Yeah, you wish, Mingo. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. This person is standing here with purpose. Oh, they're in a cutscene. Never mind. Okay. Hi. Oh, this is the one with the bad queue. Ugh. I should probably queue as a tank or something. I'll just queue with this one and then we'll just go from there. What was the FF11 job that people thought was coming to Dawn Trail? It turned out to be the Viper. There's a... Jesus, that's loud. To be fair, there's a few jobs from FF11 that people want in FF14. Corsair, Puppet Master, or Puppeteer, sorry. But yeah, Corsair is the very popular choice. The only reason I haven't said Corsair is because I picture the Corsair as a melee. Although, if it ends up being the Corsair that I'm thinking about, which is wielding a cutlass and a pistol, that could be a hybrid physical ranged DPS. A lot of people are saying Geomancer as well, but a lot of Geomancer's kit went into the Astral Edition. So they'd have to reinvent the wheel for Geomancer, because Geomancer exists in lore in game, but it's closely tied to the Astro. Not fully, I mean they're different, but they are tied together. But they could make Geomancer its own thing, but unfortunately it's just like it's a symptom of what happened to Berserker. Most of Berserker's kit went into the Warrior. So we'll never get Berserker for that reason. We might get a spin on Berserker, but most of its rage, lore, and everything else went into Warrior. Also was in the Occult Crescent. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. I think they said that these jobs that aren't going to be in the game. Which makes me sad, because we'll never get Chemist. And I really want Chemist. Like, Chemist is the healer I want. When people ask me, what healer do you want next? Chemist. I mean, are you sure? I mean, there's other heal job. Chemist. Chemist is my job. I want one that... I wanted a healer that is focused more on the practicals rather than just cast a spell and heal. I want them to be using concoctions and stuff like that. To be sort of like a Pictomancer, in a way. Using etheric concoctions to heal their allies. People also think Green Mage is coming. See, the thing is, why didn't I tell you about this place sooner? Because you'll never want to go home if I tell you about this place, Prish. See, the issue with Green Mage, a lot of people are saying Green Mage. But you have to remember, what was Green Mage back in the day? Green Mage was primarily in Final Fantasy Tactics. And it was primarily kind of like a barrier job. So it was a job that specialized in casting barriers and other similar spells. The only way it would really fit into FF14 was as a shield healer. But I think if they were going to ever bring Green Mage into FF14, they'd have to reinvent the wheel. of Green Mage. So it wouldn't even look like Green Mage. But to be fair, with the other jobs they have introduced, like Warrior, like the Warrior of FF14 looks nothing like the Warrior from the series. The Warrior from the series and the Warrior from FF14 are literally night and day. Completely different. So, introducing a Green Mage would be possible, but it wouldn't look anything like its series counterpart. Will they include Necromancer in the next Cold Crescent map, or do you need to ignore it? That's a good question. See, the thing is, I think they've added enough jobs in the Occult Crescent to cover the civilizations that we have and have not seen in Ancient Eorzea. So essentially, how I picture these phantom jobs. These phantom jobs are the remnants left over from the civilizations of Eorzea that no longer exist. The civilizations that were destroyed during the War of the Magi. So one of them obviously had Chemist. Oh! Okay, this is good. This is good. Because a lot of people have been talking about... I'm going to turn on the music for this one, actually. So, while we're on the subject of Necromancers and Berserkers... So, this, to be fair... Oh, it's a bit high. So, yeah. I've made videos on the Berserker, of this particular Berserker, and I made a video on the Necromancer, discussing how they could be future jobs in FF14, and how they could be added. Crashing wasn't the plan, I mean hi. Oh, poor things. Oh, our tank is new, okay. Yeah, this it is underrated. Like, I still remember it like it happened yesterday, but it's got so much lore in it, that's the reason. Oh, I have access to the rest of my abilities now. Yeah, you're right. 5.3 was a great patch. I loved 5.3. It was all leading up to a lower point. Be careful. Yes, 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 yes. You hiding your gunblade? How dare you? Yeah, it was a good addition of having a dungeon, like, because it doesn't really feel like a dungeon. This was literally us trying to get back to the Crystarium. We're so strong now. Yeah, we're a bit Superman at the moment, aren't we? We're a bit well beyond anybody's limits. I mean, we know why now. But yeah, that subject has never been covered since. Yeah, Dynamis has not even been... Dynamis has only been mentioned like half a dozen times in passing in the main story. Ever since the end of the Endwalker main storyline. Alright, send down the Talos. Talos are awesome. Yes, they are. See, I like this Sprout. This Sprout is actually in the middle of his story, so he's having a great time. Right, Spectral Thief. A lot of people have been speculating about Thief being a primary job to be added in FF14. A lot of players do not consider the Rogue to be a proper Thief in regards to FF14. I mean, granted, he's not even called a Thief. They had every opportunity to call him a Thief, but they didn't. So, I mean, they had their reasons, but it still kind of leaves the door open for a thief to come around. But to be honest, they're too similar to the Rogue and too similar to the ninja wielding one-handed daggers. So, if they were ever going to bring in the thief again, they'd have to reinvent the wheel. I wish they connected or mentioned it. I do as well. Oh, Valentin, to be honest, Rogue is not really a name used in Final Fantasy. I do not remember another class or job in the series being called a Rogue. I know the Thief. The Thief is an extremely popular one. So when they started calling it the Rogue, people were like, okay, why Rogue? Oh god, I nearly killed this person. Oh god, I nearly killed myself. Yeah, Rogue is not a Final Fantasy name. I mean, it is now, thanks to FF14, but a lot of us were expecting it to be called the Thief. And when the Thief never came along, we were pretty surprised. And this was what, in patch 2.3 or something, when we got the Rogue / Ninja. Rogue is a popular archetype a lot of people are familiar with. We were called thieves, and now that we are... Okay, so they were thieves once upon a time, and then... Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Maybe the brand Thief didn't actually... I mean, being called a thief doesn't really have a... Yeah, it's not really a positive name to call a person, is it? I mean, Rogue is not much better, to be perfectly honest. What's the story, my frog man? I miss Feoul, you know that? We haven't seen Feoul in ages. I miss our branch. Rogue is a safe for work name, what should be Thieves? Ah, come on. I mean, Thief is not bad. Not from a Final Fantasy perspective. We've had Thieves since what? Final Fantasy 2? So, Thief is not new. We've always had Thieves. I just got my Feoul minion about a week ago. Wait, she has a minion? I mean, oh wait, she does have a minion. I don't remember where it's from though. It's from her, it's from the... Actually, no, tell me where's it from? Actually, I don't remember where it's from. This way, my brave sapling. Pilgrim's Traverse. Oh, okay, sorry. I'll be honest, I actually haven't been in the Pilgrim's Traverse yet. I should really go into the Pilgrim's Traverse. To be fair, I haven't been playing a lot of group content, and I'll be honest, I kind of miss it. I haven't played with a group in a while. Like, all my friends do deep dungeons and treasure maps and stuff like that. I just never end up doing it. Right, what do we think about this? Like, look at this person, the Ink Mage. What do we think about the Ink Mage? I mean, we can call the Ink Mage what it is. I mean, they're using gravity spells. So gravity, rune, so they're pretty much an arcanist. I mean, I would not be shocked if this person came from the Ninth Reflection. You know that. Because we know these people were summoned from other reflections. I would not be surprised at all if this person came from the Ninth. I am dying. You put money on the ink page being kicked though. That's fair. PT is a gold mine for lore. Yeah, maybe I should go in there then, if it's a gold mine for lore. I mean, I can solo the Pilgrim's Traverse, right? I mean, it does have a solo mode. Aye, here's the girl, look. The beautifully designed girl. I just realized I haven't partnered with anybody. I forgot I actually had my partner. I mean, she's still what I picture a necromancer being. Her and the necromancer from Palace of the Dead. They are what I picture necromancers being. But rather than controlling corpses like this, controlling void scent is what I think they'll do. Her dialogue is extremely interesting, yeah. Like, you can tell she's acting a bit mad here, but I think it's mainly her power kind of semi-corrupting her. But you can tell she has a heart. She's definitely a warrior of light. Or she's as close to a warrior of light as we can see in other worlds. Oh no, don't eat me. Don't eat me. Plunge into the depths of oblivion. Tainted though I am still a warrior of light. See, that's an interesting line, isn't it? Tainted though I am. Is it possible she wasn't always a necromancer? Perhaps she got tainted by something? Possibly the void, you never know. Although she doesn't seem to use void abilities like that. I mean, she uses death and stuff like that, but she's a necromancer. Oh no, son! It's because I am tainted. Why can I not reach you? Like, she's a tragic character, isn't she? She's beautifully designed. I mean, do not get me wrong. That I should lose again. So, what I get from the Spectral Necromancer's character is she was a hero at one point, more than likely a mage of some variety. She became corrupted or tainted at some point, which led her to becoming a necromancer. But it cost her everything. So she more than likely got shunned from society because of the dark nature of her new power. We've seen it with us before. We've seen it with others. And the power is possibly tainting her as well. Like, she feels like she's tainted, but it cost her her title as a warrior of light, even though she still calls herself it, even though she's tainted. But it cost her her love as well. So it feels like she's a really tragic character that lost absolutely everything. More than likely because I feel like she saved her world at one point, but she sacrificed her own well-being in order to achieve it. So she probably struck down a very big bad evil, but became tainted by that same evil when they died. It's a classic fantasy story where the hero defeats the villain taints the hero, and the hero gets shunned because of his taint. It's a very classic story. It's happened a lot in fantasy genre, a lot. I remember reading books like that when I was younger. So I would personally love a character like that to appear again. Shame he can't die in this. Alright, where's Hildebrand again? Hildebrand's around here, isn't he? Oh, there he is, look. Hildebrand. What's the story, my guy? So if you never realized that Hildebrand was here, he's actually here. Even though my village will shun me and reject me, I fulfill my duty no matter what. That's how a warrior of light does it. Even though we're tainted, even though we're suffering, even though we're a danger, we will still fulfill our duty. We did ourselves when we were filled with the corrupting light of the Light Wardens. We still continued on. That's what a warrior of light does. Regardless of what happens to us, regardless of the consequence, we push on. Kind of wasted my time over there. Good trope is a good tripe. I'm assuming you meant good trope is a good trope. Good trope is a good tripe. Alright, here we go. Time to face off with the Berserker. The tower is right there. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Come, servant of darkness. I'll bathe you in vile blood. I'll bathe in your vile blood, rather. Yeah, this guy's got anger management issues. But he's still a warrior of light. I mean, to be fair, they're all warriors of light. These people are all the equivalents of us and the Scions. And we're just fighting them. But to be fair, they're not fully present on our plane of existence, so this is not a full reflection of their actual power. And it makes you wonder about those other reflections. These other beings hail from other reflections, but they also hail from the source. Don't forget we're on the first. So the source would have been the place that they were picked from. Hildebrand is a prime example, because he was on the source, and he got summoned away from the source to the first. I always like this part of the fight, where he jumps around. He's dying rather quickly. My tea is cold? Oh god. I popped that. That's BS. Right. GG. Tank is definitely getting my commendation because he's been such a good lore sport. Enjoy the story. Oh, you get a nice code out of it as well. Nice. Oh, so they're both doing it for the first time. Nice. Ah, I always love seeing Sprouts doing the story. It's always fun. Right, how are we looking here? I should really do a trial. Yeah, I should really do a trial. Let's do a trial. That was quick. Wow. Okay. It's been a while since I had a DPS queue for a trial that fast. Unless there was actually just 8 of us queuing for it, which I doubt. God, my nose is so itchy, I don't know why. Whenever I talk a lot, my nose gets itchy. I need to fix my portrait, oh my god. Byakko! No more games. Rally. Ho.
There is no turning back.
Oh, I didn't partner again. Jeez, I need to remember this. Ugh, I'm such a scrub. Okay. Oh god, where's my rotation? I tapped off him for some reason. Although, to be fair, I'm only level 70. I'm missing a lot of my rotation.
Steel yourself.
Oh, he's getting thrown. Sweep the leg. Isn't sweeping the leg supposed to be a very bad move in... I think in sports martial arts, sweeping the leg is actually something you're not allowed to do. But yeah, in regards to Byakko and Stormblood in general, I'm kind of hoping we revisit the Eastern theme again because, to be fair, I enjoyed the Eastern theme a lot. So, I'll be looking forward to returning it and getting a Shogunate storyline. People be dead, dude.
Twofold is my wrath. Twice cursed my foes.
Kitten. Hakute. Hakuta, Hakute, Hakute. Why? Sprouts are so innocent. You can't get mad at us, bro. They're so innocent. Kill him. There we go. Are we going up in the tornado yet?
All creation trembles before my might.
There he is.
Behold, fury given forth.
Here we go. I always like this part of the fight. And the music changes as well. And then you're swirling around in this freaking tornado. But you forgot the echo.
There's a ceaseless torrent.
You help me. I always like doing this fight and just dodging with a minimal amount of effort. So, little bits. Okay. God, this wind is loud. I don't know if it's that loud for you as well, but my God. Like, people run around in this thing a lot. You don't need to run around that much. No more games. Do it. Nope. I always like watching the kid run up the tornado.
To ashes with you. Impressive. Very well, I shall bring all to bear.
That's one thing I'm tired about, you know that? Whenever a big bad guy hits us with their ultimate attack, it's like, how are you still alive? They all do it. Like, it's a trope I'm honestly tired of at this point. It's like, I mean, I get it. They use their ultimate attack. We're still standing. I mean, if I was them, I'd be like, what the fuck? Why aren't you dead? But I'm frankly getting tired of them all being identical in that regard.
Lightning Sith! Still yourself!
Oh, hey. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be here. I forgot he grabbed somebody.
You're mine!
Oh, he's doing it again. In the circle! Oh, he barely did anything.
Tempest Surge! You are stronger than I dared hope! Tempest Surge!
Okay. Run. Okay. I think I want to take a break from that for now. I don't know if I want to go into another one right now, or maybe I should do something else. I feel like I'm getting a bit formulaic. Maybe I should go and jump back into an alliance raid just so I can talk about the other subjects I want to talk about. So, what was I going to say? I was going to say something else. I'm assuming, like, everybody knows what this is now, right? So, you're able to add objects and stuff like that and get, and design things and stuff like that. Like, I've been loving the fact that people have been making memes out of this. So, they've been drawing very unique objects and characters and stuff like that. So, I've been loving this. So, I haven't had much of a chance to use it because I'm not in a raid group or anything else like that. But I've been enjoying the memes. So, people designing cats and meme cat and stuff like that. So, I've been really enjoying that. Like, this has been a long time coming. Like, people will look at this as going, oh, it's great, we've had online tools. But having a tool actually in-game that we could quickly reference like that has been brilliant, in my opinion. Because a lot of us had to do manual sort of drawing. We had to draw stuff in paint and stuff back in the day. Like, I can remember back in... I'll actually go and show you exactly what we did back in the day. So... so I can remember when we were raiding... What were we raiding? Was it the father, son, or the creator? I think it was the son. Yeah, I'm fairly certain it was the son. So the Alexander raid, I think it was the son at the time that we were raiding. But I remember, like, you'd always have to come to the zone in order to queue in. Or I think, well, I don't think you had to, but it's just what we did. So a lot of people would come into the zone and they'd all be at the door queuing in on Tuesday, heading into the father, the son, and the creator. I'm fairly certain it was the son that we were doing at the time. Primarily because his foot shifted and the door was there. Yeah, it was the son. So the father was there. So that's the father entrance, the son entrance, and the creator entrance is up there. So I can remember my raid group would be forming up right here in this open spot, and we'd be practicing movements. So we'd be practicing positionals, for example. So for certain mechanics where we had to position ourselves in order to pass buffs or something like that, or to avoid debuffs and stuff like that. So the 8 of us would be here, and we'd be like, okay, I'm going to stand here as a tank, then the off tank is going to be over here, and then everybody. So we were going through, I think, what the military would call rock drills, by putting rocks into the sand, and then they'd just be like our division's here, we're going to be moving over here. So we kind of did like a rock drill in game, where we would just be standing around like we're standing in the arena, and just before we went in, we were just rehearsing to ourselves what we were doing. But having a system like that now is really good. But I kind of miss the days where we used to stand here and they'd be like, right, I'm going to be here, the boss is going to be facing me, you guys are going to be behind, and then you're going to spread out to the sides and stuff like that. Like, so it was a great time. Like, I loved doing stuff like that back in the day. Like, the experience of raiding was very different back then. We didn't have all these third-party tools that we do today. The only tool we really had during A Realm Reborn was ACT. And even then, it wasn't as bloated as I think it is today. I haven't used ACT in years, so I think it's still the same. If people are still using ACT, I don't remember. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that, is because it's probably one of my most fond memories of Heaven's Ward, because I didn't like Heaven's Ward mechanics in general, or I didn't like the meta shift of Heaven's Ward. I didn't agree with it that much. But this is one thing I do strongly remember, doing this rock drill right here with 8 people. We're all talking on TeamSpeak. Or I think, actually, you know what, we weren't talking on TeamSpeak, we were talking on Discord, because Discord had only came out that year. And we were talking here and going over specifics of the raid. Oh, come on. So I miss that, to be honest. I don't miss the raid. Well, to be fair, the son and the creator were good. The father, when the meta was changing so dramatically, I'm not a fan of that raid as a result of that. Like, the Sins of the Father is still widely considered the raid killer, or the raid group killer of Heaven's Ward. And it's named that for a number of reasons. So, what's the main reason? The main reason is a lot of people at that point of Heaven's Ward, all the groups within game started to emulate the top performing groups of FF14 at the time. So the top groups would all be theory crafting the most efficient way of killing things quickly, and these players are amazing players, don't get me wrong. But then when you have the casual players trying to emulate their tactics in the way that they're wearing, for example, they'd have like, if I was a tank, for example, I'd be having my tank gear here, and I wouldn't be wearing tank accessories, I'd be wearing slaying accessories to up my DPS, which would also lower my HP. Now, that's the part of it I didn't like, and my raid groups insisted that I do this. I hated that, but I went along with it. But that was the reason a lot of groups actually fell apart, is because they were trying to emulate groups that were performing on a totally different level. Had they just stuck to their fundamentals, and tanks wore tanking gear and healers wore healing gear and so on and so forth, they would have had zero issues. Yeah, they wouldn't have killed the raids as quickly. Of course, they wouldn't be doing as much DPS as the groups all wearing slaying accessories on their tanks and stuff like that. But the fact is, it caused a lot of groups to implode, including mine. Like, when I had my tank with all slaying accessories here, my HP went down considerably, which means I was essentially, like, the top groups had ironed out the fight to a fundamental that you only need this much HP to survive. So essentially, even with my tank cooldowns, I'd be left with a sliver of HP after the tank buster, which is all you needed in a professional group. But you're not in a professional group. And my group, I remember, I was getting chunked down, and I was surviving the mechanic, of course, and rotating my cooldowns. But my healers weren't able to keep up because they were keeping up with the raids as well. And to be fair, the meta at that time, even though there was two healers, one of the healers would be constantly DPSing, and the other healer would be healing. So that was another meta call that they actually put into play. Like, a lot of groups were actually raiding with just one healer as well, if I recall correctly. Or I think they tried, at least. But that was my point. That meta shift was so dramatic and so severe that a lot of groups failed because of it. Primarily because they were trying to emulate groups that they couldn't even begin to emulate properly. So that was the reason that a lot of raid groups died in Heaven's Ward, specifically at the beginning of Heaven's Ward. I lost 3 groups to Sins of the Father. I lost my long-term raid group that I'd been with since around Reborn. I lost the second group I was with because they got really drama about the fact that I wasn't doing as much DPS as I should be. And to be fair, I was a tank that emphasized my ability to keep myself alive and rotate my defensive cooldowns. I was never a top DPS. So I didn't agree with it and I ended up leaving. And then my third group just fell apart because they just weren't having fun anymore. It was a bad time. Things got better in the sun because I found a group with people I played with in around Reborn, so I enjoyed playing with them. Then the creator was also great because I raided with a different group then as well. Or actually, no, the same group. I raided with the same group then as well. We cleared the content and then the group just went its separate ways afterwards. Yeah, that's story time with Wyrm. But that's why I look at Alexander with different glasses, because I remember the negative effects that the Alexander raids had on the game, and the raid meta that exists today was born at that point as a result of Alexander. Well, to be fair, it wasn't the raid's fault. The raid was harder. We wanted harder raids, and they said they were going to give us harder raids. So that was nobody's fault, to be honest. By the way. Fabric. The Darkening Cloud. You know, it's funny. I don't know if anybody else ever got this, but when I was growing up, I had a few friends who enjoyed Final Fantasy. And I remember them going, oh, Fanfrit is just a variation of Eastweek. And I'm like, no, he's not. And people just, like, this was before the internet had proper logs and stuff like that, or proper sites and stuff like that that you could reference all this information. But a lot of people got Fanfrit and Ifrit mixed up. And to be fair, they still do. Because their names are just spelled so similarly. Yeah, this guy is killing. Oh god. This is why I love Dancer. Dancer gets me out of all trouble, because I can just dash away. That's why I always felt safe playing Dancer. Tide Pod. You just know the name of that ability was a joke. Calling it a Tide Pod. Here comes the water jug. I haven't read these in a long time, actually, to be honest. Yeah, it's the same quote that was in Final Fantasy 11, I think. Oh, not 11. Final Fantasy 12. This place was so well designed. But this place also pisses me off because this place contains a storyline plot that was completely abandoned. I'll reference it now in a minute. Once we get to that fight, I'll explain why it was abandoned. Well, not why it was abandoned, but I'll explain the fact that it was abandoned and was shoehorned into the Boshin Southern Front. I think because they frankly realized they forgot about it and they just decided to shoehorn it in. Doulahan. Aren't we supposed to split these things up? I think we're supposed to split them up, right? Maybe not. I don't know why I thought we had to split these up. Oh, hi. I didn't even see that. I would have been in trouble. All these things don't move. Yeah, I forgot about that. They just sit there. Right, up the lighthouse we go. And I need to talk about Lieutenant Sturgis's question after this. I haven't forgotten. I just kind of forgot. I'll talk about it after this. Belius the Gigas. Belius the Gigas is the most recognizable Esper. Primarily because he's the first one you get in Final Fantasy 12. But he's very recognizable from the Tactics series as well. time waits for no one. Now, as I recall, this fight has a mechanic that people still kind of mess up. I think it's the time one in particular that they mess up. Specifically with the clock. When you get tethered with a clock, I think that a lot of people forget how to do it. I think you have to run it taut. So you have to taut it out to break it, I think, before it stops. I'll be fair, I can't really remember that well. It does something. Yeah, here we go. Actually no, this is not it. This thing just blows up. There it is. Yeah, so you have to taut it. But if you're too taut already, see the way they're so far away from each other already, you can't break the tether as a result. Yeah, that was the mechanic, sorry. If you're too far away from your nail when you get the tether, you can't break it, because you need to run a particular distance in order for the tether to break. So you need to go to your pillar, then the clock spawns, and then you break your tether by running away. I remember being so happy to see this, because the last time we saw the Gigas was in the Summoner storyline at the end of the Realm Reborn job storyline for Summoner. So people were always under the assumption we were going to get Bellius as one of our primals, but we never ended up getting it. If you drag it across people, it'll freeze them. Are you sure? I think I walked through him. He didn't do it. I think I'll have to try that now. Maybe I'll freeze the entire raid. Oh, here we go again. Oh no, this is the clock. Never mind. Oh, this is the part people miss. People keep touching the bloody thing. Look. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, I knew they were going to do that. I freaking knew they were going to do that. Alright, I'll test it out on this one. No. So, see, he's running away too soon. He can't break it now. Ah, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm dead. Shit. No, I'm not dead. 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 I'm dead. Okay. Well, no, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. And only the healers get the tether. Oh, okay. Mingo, that was such a like a sarcastic clap. The hell with you. And now I'm just slow. All my abilities are slow. Ugh. How do I listen to you? Hello, Cynthia. Oh god, here we go again. Once more. There we go. Don't touch it. Don't touch the clock. There we go. I want to stop running away so much. You're just gonna break. You can't break the tether otherwise. I'll be honest, Mingo, it didn't sound genuine. It sounded like you were taking the piss out of me. It's like. Oh god. No. Oh my fucking god. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Alright, that nearly ended in disaster. Have you ever considered making a video that goes over which characters are shard reflections, since there's plenty of confirmed and speculative characters? I've never done a video on it. However, I have speculated in live streams and as part of other videos my suspicions. So, the Fanatic, for example, before we actually, it was actually, do you know what it was? When I did my playthrough of Dawn Trail, before we learned the specifics of Kryle's origin, I was under the assumption that she was one of our shards from the Ninth Reflection. However, once they confirmed with the dialogue in game that her soul was actually fully dense, and dense like a person who lived on the Source, which I don't really understand. I don't understand why that is, but I think they confirmed that it's not. She's not one of our shards. But I was under the assumption that she was actually one of our shards for the longest time. So I actually have ventured into that subject a few times. My current theory, though, so I don't make videos on these sort of things, but maybe I should, I don't know. But my theory, and this is just a theory on my part, it's speculation on my part, I have nothing to back this up, other than just a good feeling. Calyx was our shard at one point, before he gave up his flesh. So he's an endless now, so he's not flesh and blood anymore. He doesn't technically have a soul anymore. Well, his soul is in the Ethereal Sea now. Yeah, his soul is in the Ethereal Sea. But yeah, my speculation is when he was alive, sickly as he was, this was primarily because of the lightning though, he was one of our shard incarnations. That's just my theory though. I have a feeling that's how it's going to tie into us. But yeah, if I ever considered making a video like that, I have. I've never done it. But perhaps I will. Once we start learning more. See, we only have 2 reflections to go by at the moment. The 9th, well, we have 3. The 9th, the 1st, and the 13th. I always saw Calyx as a Fandenial Hermes shard. That's fair. That's fair, to be honest. I suspect the old density has nothing to do with which reflection one comes from. I think we're related to the soul's capacity for magical abilities, juxtaposed to the body's capacity for such. That's a fair point, the Fanatic. So here is the subject now. So, construct number 7. We did this time for math, have fun. Dude, it's 10 to 9. Why are you doing math? It's not the time for math. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. You're talking about the fight. Sorry, never mind. Sorry, I'm stupid. Never mind. I can do this fight. I know my prime numbers. Yeah, I know my prime numbers. But my point is, the point I'm trying to say is, this guy has, his ultimate attack is Tartarus. Now, do you remember after the 3rd fight, which was, well, after the Evil East series was done, after we defeated Ultima, one of the final cutscenes was in regards to the Garleans. Oh god, I'm dead. The Garleans... Oh god, a lot of people are dead. I have time to talk about this now. The point I'm trying to make is the Garleans came here after this fight was done, and they found him in an inactive state, and they knew that they could use him as some sort of ultimate weapon, the weapon for Tartarus for burying down to the heart of the world or something like that. I can't really remember exactly what it was. But that was a plot line that people were like, ooh, what's Garlemald's going to do with this? And then nothing happened with it. And then all of a sudden it just popped up as a random mob in the Boston Southern Front, and they never made use of it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You went through that cutscene and then you just decided to abandon the plot entirely. 0 multiplied by anything is still 0. See, I can do math. See, I have fingers, so I can do math. I can do math. Multiple to 5. 0 times 5 is still 0. Look at those juicy shit. Ooh. Inaccuracy. Yeah, a lot of people got that wrong. Jesus. Okay. A lot of people got that wrong. Oh, come on. I don't want to be sitting here forever. Right, now he's doing the Tartarus thing now. Look. Yeah, this wasn't abandoned. This is one of many... See, this is the attack here. This is one of many abandoned plot points. Oh no, I need to be sucked up. Oh, okay, yeah. Right, so... Yeah, you're slowly drawn to the rift asunder. So this fucker literally tore open a rift. And now we're in it. And we're in a different dimension. So this has, like, major implications for a lot of things. I mean, tearing open a rift is not a simple thing to do. But it just never went anywhere. The most it went to was... I was not attacking. Fuck off. Sorry, I shouldn't be cursing like that. Oh, we're not out of here yet. Oh, we need to get out of here quick. Okay. Go! Go! Yeah, Tartarus would have been a nice plot, but they just abandoned it. I always enjoyed this though. Alright, come on, give us prime numbers now, please. I want to see everybody fail the prime numbers. At this point, half the raid is going to be Googling list of prime numbers. You know that? Or they're going to be asking ChatGPT, ChatGPT, what are the prime numbers? Oh god. What a feeling we're all going to die here. Do you think it might be possible for Guardians now living on the moon? From something similar to Lunarians from That's an interesting. Let me talk about that after this because there's a couple of things I need to go through. Cynthia, I'll venture into that after we're done here. I don't think it's a matter of regaining their ability to use magic. Because, I mean, I know that's a Lunarian kind of plot point, I think from Final Fantasy IV. But the Guardians hail from the city of Gog, which we're in right now. Well, we're below it right now. Like 3. Multiples of what? Oh, I'm fine. No. So, 2. Oh, I'm fine, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm on prime number. I'm fine. Multiples of 5. Alright, how many people failed? A few people failed prime numbers. But yeah, as I was saying, no, keep away from me. There we go. Oh god. Oh, I love this one. I always like this one. Which way is he going? He's going this way, isn't he? Run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run. Too slow. I always like that one. I'm gonna die if I don't get a heal. Thank you. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Why is he not dead yet? Oh yeah, we kind of nearly wiped him. I mean, fair play to that Reaper, do you know that? Running away completely. The others would have just stuck in the middle and just killed everybody. Oh. Thank God I used that actually. Oh, come on. Why is this guy still alive? Where is he gone now? Yeah. Come on. Oh, he's doing it again. Shit. Oh, I need to get him to... Child play. Yeah, people are dying. How are we still here? Come on. Usually, this is Assault and Rage. Quick! Quick! Okay. Okay. Yeah, so, as I was saying, the Clockwork City of Gog are the people who are the precursors to the Guardian civilization. But by default, they never had the ability to manipulate Aether. Now, we never got an explanation as to why that was, but I'm going to assume it's a plot point that was tied to Iblis at some point, which I don't really remember. But it's good that it's tied to Garlemald, to be honest. But in terms of them regaining that ability, how do you regain something you never had? Now, as far as we're aware, this has been a genetic thing that they've never had the ability to manipulate Aether. I'm just speculating, of course, because maybe they had it at one point. But just because the Garleans can't manipulate Aether, they have other advantages, for lack of a better word. So let me explain. So Garleans have other advantages over other people that the others don't have. We don't know if that was natural. We don't know if that was genetic engineering or something. Like we just don't know. But they have other advantages that we don't. Like they can't manipulate Aether, sure. However, if you notice, Garleans are actually significantly larger. So they look like yours, but they're actually significantly larger. So whenever you see a Garlean, and they're usually super tall or super big and they look like an elephant, that's by design. They're actually a lot bigger than other races. So they're their own race. They're not called Hero or anything else like that. They're just Guardians. Now, they're larger, they have greater physical strength, and they have the natural third eye. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But do you know the way they have the eye in the middle? A lot of people are under the false assumption that that's an addition of Magitech. It's not. That's a biological component of their physiology. They don't have it at birth, but as they start to mature as children, they develop the third eye. Now, this third eye gives them it gives them an enhanced view of the world. So they see things in perspectives that we can't see. This is why Guardians are so effective in combat, because they have the ability of seeing patterns or other things that we just can't see.
Suffering is not yet
so, yeah, that eye gives them a severe advantage. Like, yeah, despite not being able to manipulate Aether, it's not the end of the world for them, because they're a very powerful race without that ability. But that ability can be managed. We saw it with Xenos. They overcame that limit. But it was already proven that it was a limitation. Yeah, sure. But it's not one that crippled their ability to function. And there was ways around it. The Reapers was one way, forming a pact with Void Sense, allows them to manipulate Aether. Another one was what Xenos did in regards to coding weapons with crystals. Or utilizing crystals themselves. Oh god. Alright, Yasmat, settle down.
Your suffering is not yet over.
Your suffering is not yet over. Yeah, it's hard like a nail material, but it's not technically what's the best way of describing it? It's not like they have 3 eyes. It's not like they have like a third eyeball. It's not technically an eyeball. It's an eye, yes, but it grants them an ability to perceive things differently than other people are going to perceive it. It makes them deadly accurate in everything they do. So when they utilize their rifles and stuff like that, they're very accurate.
Your pain is my pleasure.
But this is why there's a lot of emphasis on pureborn and guardians and stuff like that. There's a lot of, like, they think themselves superior, and in a lot of ways they are superior to other races. They have biological advantages the other races don't have.
Your suffering is not yet over.
But as to why they can't manipulate Aether, we just don't know. Am I doing this right? I thought I was supposed to stand on the right side. Oh wait, no.
Shall deliver the king's justice.
I did it wrong. Yeah, never mind. I suspect to see something similar with infrared in their eyes. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it gives them a perception that we just don't have. It's like when you have 2 eyes, you have depth perception. When you lose an eye, you lose your depth perception. Their third eye gives them an extra layer that allows them to do things that we can't, or perceive the worlds that we can't. But it's a purely biological thing. It's not there when they're born, but when they start growing up as children, the eye develops. I mean, it kind of looks like it looks like it's like mechanical in nature, doesn't it? But it's fully biological. I want to remember this. And we go swinging.
This is far from finished, Guardians! Like a knife through butter!
But yeah, I'm hoping that they revisit the Evil East storyline at some point. Because we left Alexandria. Oh, not Alexandria, sorry. We left Dalmasca in a precarious state. So, God.
Your suffering is not yet over.
I'll talk about it after. And then on 2 other things to talk about after. Let me just finish this first. Breaking again. Another theory I wanted to throw you away. What do you think of the idea of Mooncrest might be the master of the occult crescent? way, isn't it? Yikes.
I will get my strike! Enough! Like a knife through butter!
Let me answer that in a second. Good God, he's killing a lot of people. Ooh.
Your suffering is not yet over.
Alright, you're done now.
Agony and sorrow
Agony and sorrow.
will not end this.
Alright, you get mine because you're a lava. Alright. Okay, so let's continue here. So, another theory I want to throw you away. What do you think of the idea that Nuncreft might be the master of the occult crescent? Okay, it's plausible. Now, the thing is, we don't know much about Nuncreft, but I'd like to add a theory to your theory. And I had this theory years ago, actually. I think I made a video on it, actually, now that I think about it. I think I made a video about Nuncreft. I did. It was one of my earliest videos, now that I think about it. We're going to have to go back a long time here. Hang on a second. Hang on. It's probably easier just to show you. It's one of my first videos. This would have been back, I think, in 2020. Let's see. I did a video on Nuncraft's Hope. I know I did. But I did do a theory in that video, which is probably easier to say here. Where the hell is it? I did a video on this. I know I did. Maybe I should just search for Nuncraft's Hope. Actually, let me search for Nuncraft. Hang on. Actually, no, maybe I have. Crap. Maybe I didn't name it that. Oh God, where is it? I did it with the bloody boat in the front. Sorry, hang on, give me a second. I've made so many videos right now. Oh, Jesus. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. Come on, it has to be around here somewhere. It wasn't one of my first videos. I think it was like in year 2 or something. Where is it? That's the one, sorry. I think it was this.
Howdy y'all, Wyrm here. So, recently I did a video outlining the recent history of Charlian and where they...
Oh, Jesus' sake. Why isn't my browser working properly?
Howdy y'all, Wyrm here. So, recently I did a video outlining the recent history of Charlian and where they stand as enemies and approaches.
Oh my God.
But while I was doing all that
Why isn't
research
this
on
thing
this
moving?
topic, something started to really bug me.
Fuck it. Right, forget the video for now. Forget the video for now. I'll just talk about it. So, what's the best way to talk about this? The best way to talk about this is by actually going to the source. So, yeah. So, your question was, what do you think of the idea that Nuncreft might be the master of Occult Crescent? Okay, so it's a plausible theory that you're bringing up. We know Nuncreft was somebody of particular knowledge, somebody of particular ability, somebody who apparently, for some reason, had the ability to teleport this frickin' thing up here. So he teleported essentially, what my video emphasized was, if we go to the map here real quick, Nuncraft teleported that ship, this ship here, he teleported it from here, roughly, to here. That's a big freaking feat to pull off. Now, we know somehow somebody teleported all these ruins from random places, or they were recreated. So they either teleported the actual ruins from some place to the Occult Crescent. Could it have been Nuncraft? Yes, it could have been Nuncraft. This thing has been sitting here for ages, and it's pissing me off because it was never properly answered. It's just, this is another abandoned plot point. It's just a giant fucking ship sitting here which could hold secrets we don't even know about, and it's just fucking sitting here. Pisses me off, it does. Let me tell you, it pisses me off. Now, what I said in my video back in the day was the possibility that Sharlayan was founded by an Ascian. Now, my theory was Nuncraft was an Ascian. And he, like, even though they were causing calamities and stuff like that, he wanted to preserve civilization in one form or another in order to make it not fall too far behind technologically. Otherwise, things would just take ages to rebuild themselves, and then they'd have to wait ages for other calamities to be caused by natural causes, yada 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 yada. So he was an Ascian and he did that. So I'm still of the opinion that Dudelaphon is the Ascian behind the Occult Crescent, but who's to say that it wasn't actually Nuncraft as well? So maybe this Ascian had three identities, as Nuncraft, as the Ascian Dudelaphon, and as the Master of the Occult Crescent. So, in answer to your question, it's entirely possible that Nuncraft is the one behind the Occult Crescent. Considering he pulled off this feat, he designed this ship and built this ship. Frick knows how he managed to do this, because this ship is so freaking weird. We have not seen a ship like this anywhere else. This ship is just so weird. It's just so out there. And we have no explanation as to why. And as for these things, I still don't know what the hell these things are. But they're obviously related to the ship. But yeah, that's my answer to that. Now, what else are we asking there? I think something else might be interesting. What if you also might be one of the original Archons? Since there's still a lot of mystery around them too, if I remember correctly. I made a video on the Archons of Sharlayan as well. If you haven't seen that, you should watch that. I went over every Archon of Sharlayan that we have access to. Now, in that regard, Archons are pretty simple to figure out. Archons are recognized members of Sharlayan society who are the pioneers or the heads of their fields. So, for example, Thancred got his for his espionage ability. Y'shtola got hers as her expertise on ethereal something or other. I can't remember the exact term. It's the same one Matoya does. Grahatia got his for his expertise on the Allegan Empire. And Urianger got his for his expertise on astronomy, I think. Or something similar. But that's the point. That's all Archons are. Archon is just a title that emphasizes that you are the foremost of your field in Sharlayan society. So could Nuncraft have been an Archon? Could he have been the first Archon? He could have been an Archon simply for founding Sharlayan. So, yeah, he could have been an Archon. The rune markings on it are also unknown too. Could it be something related to Erzland, since it's very Viking rune-esque? That's a good point as well. It's very Norse in identity, isn't it? Like, there's some speculation as well, if you look at the map, that Erzland, which is over here, is going to be the equivalent of Aetheris's Scandinavia. So if we're ever going to get Norse mythology or anything else, them coming from Airsland and also Blind Frost is highly likely. So this might be a play on Scandinavian movements hundreds of years ago. So when they left Scandinavia, they sailed their ships and they arrived in the likes of Iceland. Well, they arrived in England, the UK, Ireland, Iceland, and then later Greenland. And yeah, the US as well, North America specifically. Although, I think that is confirmed. They did get there before that. Either way, that's not my point. The point is, yeah, it's highly likely because, I mean, look at this. We've not seen the likes of these ruins anywhere else. This ship is just, it's an abandoned plot point that they could easily pick up again by linking it to the likes of the Occult Crescent or linking it to Norse mythology or a new storyline entirely. So that's entirely possible. But this, at right now, we only have speculation because in the end it's a plot, story and development point that was elaborated on in out-of-game lore and never emphasized in-game. We got a quest or two about it, but that's it. No proper explanation about this ship. Do you have the airship mount, or is anything reminiscent to the Ark? The ancient airship mount. What ancient airship mount? Are you talking about the Wait, what are you talking about? Ancient airship? What ancient airship? To be fair, I don't collect a lot of mounts. Oh, it's from the Occult Crescent. Oh. Hang on. No, look. Oh. Jesus, that mount is huge. Wow, that's a big mount. Like, holy crap. I think that's the biggest mount that's ever been added. I thought the whale was big. Jesus, that's huge. 5,000 silver feet? Yeah, good luck with that. I'm not farming that. No, this ship is reminiscent of classic Final Fantasy ship design. So, do I think that's from or related to this ship? No, it doesn't have any of the ruins. This seems like a different construction because look at this ship, for example. It's made of wood. It has ruins on it. It has some sort of etheric energy pulsing through it, but it's not bolted together or anything else like that. So this ship is made with completely different construction materials. This seems like a modern airship, especially because of the I can't remember exactly what these are called in Final Fantasy, but this is a typical Final Fantasy airship. So do I think these have anything to do with each other? The answer is no. I think this is something else entirely, and we still don't know what the story is with this. Like, I mean, these things alone make me think of Egyptian. I mean, if you look at it, it kind of looks like an ancient Egyptian ship. Because the ancient Egyptians kind of built ships like this as well. The Norse did it as well, of course. Or the Scandinavians, specifically. They built ships like this. The long ships look like this. But so did the Egyptians in some ways or another. But this thing is... It's a blend of etheric and technological, but in ways that have just never been explored properly. We don't know what the story is. This ship is hundreds of years old. And look at it. It looks like it was just built yesterday. It's not worn away. The protections on it have held. It hasn't withered away. It's made of freaking wood and it's still here. So, this thing is just, it's like a nail just sticking out, and it's just like, Oh yeah, just don't pay attention to me. We're not relevant. They never explored my story. What could lay in that ship is anybody's guess, but it's an abandoned storyline, so we can't really say much about it. I wonder if Nuncraft was a time age or something being decided Oracle early Astral Edition. See, that's the thing about Nuncraft. We don't exactly know. Nuncraft is a bit of a mystery. We know Nuncraft operated on knowledge that he gained in some form or another. Now, Nuncraft foresaw the Calamity of Water, but to be fair, the Calamity of Water wasn't a sudden flood the world. The signs were there. So people saw that the world was stabilizing quickly. Nuncraft saw it. The races involved with the War of the Magi saw it. The civilization of Mach saw it. That's why they built the Void Ark. They saw the doom was coming. So they all saw it coming a mile away. So you didn't have to be a genius to see it. You just had to have knowledge of the world to see that the world was coming to an end. That's why he built the ship. So he apparently built this ship on Ersland using technology we don't really understand or know about. Maybe this thing is atypical of Ersland design, but we just don't know. Ersland has never been explored in FF14, aside from the fact that we know a couple of scions and a few other characters who hail from Ersland, but other than that, they don't show any of the telltale signs of an advanced technological civilization that builds shit like this. Like these symbols. What do these symbols mean? They're on the crown of the ship, but we don't really know what they mean. I mean, they could be symbols for gods. They could be symbols that allow this entire friggin' etheric conductivity shield to actually run. But notice that it only pulses through the metallic compounds of the ship. It doesn't pulse through the wood of the ship. But again, this thing is just an abandoned storyline, so we don't really know. It obviously has a gear, so this thing is capable of movement in some form or another. Although it's entirely possible that that gear controls the anchor. Sorry. So this thing would feed out for the anchor. And you know what? I think other than that, I think I'm done. I think I'm done for the night because I'm tired now. I've been streaming for like 2.5 hours. A fleur-de-lis. Do you think? Fleur-de-lis. I don't think I ever made that connection. Well, fleur-de-lis are different. Yeah, it kind of seems like it's kind of like a standard. I mean, the closest comparison we have to these things is if you squint a bit. Yeah, I can kind of see what you're talking about in that regard. I mean, the closest comparison we have to symbols like this are the symbols of the 12. But they're not anything like the symbols of the 12. I mean, they're kind of designed similarly to the symbols of the 12, but there's something different entirely. I mean, there's two symbols here that they're alternated. Well, we do know that the 12 have changed over time. That's true. So it's entirely... Don't forget, like... It could be possible that the 12 were patrons of Ersland as well. We know they were patrons of Eorzea, but Ersland is not that far away from Eorzea itself. Don't forget, Sharlayan was patronated by the Eorzean gods as well. So, would Ersland have been... Like, let me look at the symbols of the 12 again. Hang on. So, let's consider these were a proto-evolution of the symbols of the 12, right? So... Oh, God. Ugh. Yeah. I'm uninstalling Edge after this. Right, so let's look at this for a second, right? So, no. It's close. Hallones is actually pretty close as well. These two are definitely the closest. So, this is Ralgar and... That's Ralgar and... Why can't I remember their name? Oh, Jesus Christ. Ralgar and Byragot. Jesus Christ. I'm losing my marbles. Ralgar and Byragot's names do kind of look similar in this. Now, think about that for a second. Yeah, think about that for a second. Yeah, Ralgar is the patron god, or patron god of Alamigo. Who's Byragot the patron god of? I don't think it's ever been elaborated. Hang on. Byragot. I don't think it was ever elaborated who's the patron god of. I mean, he's the patron god of smithing, I think. Yeah, it's not actually... No, he's not... Yeah, he's a god of crafting, but he's not a patron of any, like, nation. So, it's entirely possible. Like, don't forget, like, this ship is a very unique feat of engineering. So, it's entirely possible that Erzland was, or according to them, is protected by the patron gods Byragot. So, maybe crafting is taken to a new level on Erzland. We just don't know. Maybe they're all capable of doing what Byragot did. Maybe Byragot even helped Nuncraft, like, bless this ship. Maybe this ship is blessed by the 12. Maybe that's why those symbols are there. Maybe the ship was blessed by the 12 before it set sail. Maybe they saw what Nuncraft was doing and Byragot blessed the ship. I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world. I mean, help without helping. Yeah, I'll offer my blessing just so you can save all these people. Plausible in my mind. But anyway, I'm done, I think. I'm gonna finish there because I'm tired now at this point. Let me teleport back to solution 9. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. So I enjoyed that actually. I'm starving now and I'm tired. It would be interesting. I hope it's elaborated on in the future. It'd be cool to see Erzland and learn more about the Tyrant Kings. Yeah, I could see with Erzland coming back, or not coming back, with Erzland being added to the game eventually. It's one of the places that needs to be added. But the storyline of Nuncraft's Hope would be definitely tied to it because Nuncraft's Hope came from here and so did Nuncraft. But the storyline of Nuncraft and Nuncraft's Hope was abandoned in Stormblood and just didn't go anywhere. It's one of the many storylines that started and was just left by the wayside because it didn't really make sense to elaborate anymore on it. So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, everybody, have a good night. In regards to my next videos, let's be honest. I've been making a lot of, well, let me count actually. Now that I look at it, so I made a lore. My last proper lore video was in November, but I've been making nothing but theory videos since then. But to be perfectly honest, everybody seems to be more interested in the theory videos than the lore videos right now, and it's perfectly justifiable because we're in that point approaching a new expansion where everybody's in theory mode. So I'll probably continue making theory modes videos rather than lore videos, and maybe I'll start making more lore videos after we get the announcement of the next expansion. So I'll start going into the lore, how it'll tie into the expansion and stuff like that. But maybe I'll continue making theory videos until then. Primarily because people have been enjoying the theory videos. And to be fair, I'm enjoying the theory videos as well. It's just, I tend to make a mixture of both. I make lore videos, then I make theory videos, and then I make lore videos, and then I make theory videos. But considering the fact that everybody is enjoying the theory videos at the moment, I think I'll just give everybody what they want in theory videos. So yeah, I think I'll probably make another theory video now. I have a few ideas of what I want to do. I'll probably maybe make another job video, because I was originally going to put my guesses for upcoming casters, healers, and melee into that other video. I decided to cut that content and just focus on the 2 categories I decided on. But maybe I should make another video now and explore the options I came up with for the other job categories. But also, when I made the video and I was theorizing about the physical range DPS, I actually came up with a couple of other extra options, and I actually abandoned 2 other possible categories for, or 2 possible jobs for physical range in favor of the lightning job. So the Waka one came to me right away. I knew the striker was going to be a good one, but my second choice, I went through 3 different options and finally settled on the gun saber / lightning job. So maybe I'll make another video next and go over my other job choices for the other ones as well. Just mainly to give people something to chew on, because it seems like everybody just wants to chew on this information at the moment. And to be fair, until April, we have nothing better to do than theorize. So, you know what? We'll cover all the bases, and I'll start churning out another video now, mainly going over all these job choices. There's so many job choices, to be honest, and people have been bringing up a lot of ones in the comments as well, so I'll probably elaborate on some of those as well. So maybe I'll do a section in that video actually going over people's choices as well and giving my take upon them, because I've been given mainly a take in the comments, but maybe I'll do it in the video as well. But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Well, not bed. I'm gonna have something to eat, and then I'll relax, and then I'll go to bed. Everybody, have a good night, and yeah, I'll see you when I see you, but enjoy the rest of your weekend.